Welcome to 10 Ways to Increase Sales, Get More Traffic, and Make Your Company Website a Profitable Hit. Presented by Leo Kuchitz, that's me, President of Micromax Design and Consulting Incorporated. Our company produces profitable, professional, guaranteed website initiatives. And if you'd like more information about our company, go to www.micromaxdesign.com. All right, why is this presentation important? Well, in terms of web design business, if you build it, they will come. You've heard that saying before, the great movie Field of Dreams. Well, in the world of websites, not only will they not come, but they won't buy. They may not even visit. So what are you as a business owner to do? Well, at Micromax Design and Consulting, we recommend building and planning your website professionally. Now, just a note, this presentation is by no means a comprehensive plan, but it's a good start on the road to monetizing your web presence. Because after all, isn't that what you want? To make money from your website, or service your present clients, or reduce workload. But you need it to give you something in return, not just have a fancy online brochure. We're going to talk about 10 ways to monetize your website and make it more profitable. Let's get started with way number one. First of all, in order for you to make your website more profitable, you have to determine what your goals are for your website and then apply them. All right, there you are, the business owner with some goal in the far distance. What would you like to do? Do you want to increase sales? Do you want to change customer demographics, automate business systems, market more effectively? What do you want to do? If you don't know what you want to do, how are you going to achieve it? So the first thing that's really important is determine what your company goals are and then apply them. Just so you know, all of the resources that are mentioned in this presentation are viewable just below, and you can easily download them. All right, so you've planned your website. You know what you want to do. What's the next step? Well, we like to call it in the web business conversion techniques, or creating a sales funnel. So what is conversion? Well, website visitors who take action and go beyond a casual content view or website visit are responding to website conversion. In other words, they're not just surfing, they're actually staying at the site and interacting. Okay? You have to ask the viewer to take some kind of action. You must get the viewer's attention. What would you like them to do? Well, this goes back to your goals. Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to fax you? If there's still faxes anymore. Yeah, I know we still have one, but anyway, do you want them to visit your actual location? Do you want them to respond to an email? What is it you want them to do? You decide whatever action is appropriate, and that's the type of conversion you're aiming for. All right. Well, in order to convert customers, how do you keep their attention? Some of the techniques we use include having your website viewers fill out a survey, get information from them, collect data. Another fabulous way is to listen to audio, kind of like you're doing right now. So they get to know you, they learn from you, and they're educated. One of, and maybe the most powerful venue on the web is video. Have them look at some of your processes, educate them, show them production techniques, whatever you like, some type of video. Doesn't always have to be you speaking. If you can keep your visitors clicking, viewing, and listening as long as possible, you have a much better chance of converting them, getting them into the sales funnel, and potentially becoming your customer or client. What's the average attention span of a web surfer? 7 seconds. You don't have much time, so you've got to get their attention and keep them engaged. Here's an example. One of our clients, Gail's Decorating, who uses a newsletter and an information capture system. Once you're on their newsletter and system, you get preferred and immediate notifications of sales, special deals, right to your email box. They do a wonderful job of fashioning their messages and personalizing them. All right, what's another method to make your website more profitable? Write good copy. Copy that gets attention and stimulates a response. All right. What's good copy? Well, good copy is writing properly, writing that gets attention. You all know the Old Spice guy. Hello, ladies, does your brand sound like me? He gets your attention. I mean, it may be goofy and silly and fun, but he gets your attention. In your copy and your writing, you have to exploit your product's benefits. What can it do for the client? You also have to think about who's your competition. What can you do better than them? And of course, communicate what's in it for me. In other words, the client. It may be unkind or there's no other way to say it, but clients don't care. They want to be assisted and helped. How are you going to do that? What do you have to offer them? Having said that, you have to know your audience, who you're marketing to. Be very specific. People that have a specific need for your product or service. Your copy should educate your audience too. The more you can teach them, the more they learn, the more you appear as the recognized expert. As mentioned in the resource section, we have a whole section and download on tips on writing effective copy. Writing copy and effective words is an art, and this download will really assist you in moving you forward to writing better copy. All right, step number 4 in creating a profitable website, a call to action on every single page. Does every page of your website ask your viewers to do something? Call us now. Click here for a free consultation. Fill in the form below to receive a free assessment. Press the play button. Click here to download. Don't assume viewers will take action. Ask them to. It is literally impossible to be redundant on a website. Because what do web surfers have? Very little attention. You must ask them to take action. Here's something that's extremely important in terms of websites and profitability. You need to follow up automatically. Here's a question I have for you. Can you effectively market to every warm prospect you encounter? And we have a beautiful list of resources on some of the systems we use in the resources section below. But really, you must have a system that can market for you without your having to touch it once the names are placed into it. How valuable is your time in running your business? I would say it's extremely valuable. So you need a system that automates this. How do you get people to put their names and email addresses into a form? Well, you need some kind of ethical bribe in exchange for the information. You must display the sign-up form prominently on a website. You should have a pre-written sequence of messages ready so that once the name, address, and so on is in, it begins to speak to your customers in a personalized way automatically without you having to do it. As mentioned, you need to customize the email messages. Dear John, dear Sally, dear Martha, how are you doing? This week's installment of blah, blah, blah. In fact, our newsletter systems we set up for clients are tested on ourselves first. They sound like actual messages coming from individuals. So personalize them. And remember, this is all permission based. They must fill in or opt into your marketing, and then you can market to them freely. All right, what's an ethical bribe to encourage signups to increase profitability? A discount. If you sign up for a newsletter, we'll give you a 10% discount on your next product. Sign up for a newsletter, you go into a draw. Sign up for a newsletter, you get a free training video on XYZ, or free audio if you sign up. Inner Circle newsletter. if you sign up for the newsletter, a special report, a product sample, a CD, a DVD, a memory stick. These are all ethical bribes to encourage people to fill in a form of their own volition that will allow them to receive your marketing messages or some type of mailer, whatever product you may have. It's ethical. They choose to do it. Kind of taking the newsletter system to another extension. If you create a newsletter for every facet of your business, you're going to target your market much more effectively. At Micromax Design & Consulting, we believe you should have a newsletter for clients, a newsletter for prospects, a newsletter for a particular product line, a newsletter for a particular service. Why? Well, you speak to a group with clarity and relevance. This way, it becomes even more personalized, and your chances of converting them into customers are much greater. All right. To make your website more profitable and stimulate conversion, use multimedia. Video, as mentioned before, a fantastic way to stimulate conversion and get attention. Probably the number one way right now on the web. Audio, another excellent method. In terms of social media, how many of you use LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook? Social media is a very interesting topic nowadays. Google does recognize social media as a ranking factor. But social media, your posts in Facebook, your tweets in Twitter, information right in LinkedIn, should relate to business activities, either directly or indirectly related to your business. But the social media does not allow you to control it. All social media should link back to your website where you control your message. So give information on social media, but then place a link back to your website so you can further the conversation with your potential client. And it must be updated regularly to be effective. All right, another way to make your website profitable. Create an information product to promote sales, encourage signups, and market your product to create a viral effect. What's an information product? A newsletter is an information product. A mini course you offer, let's say a 10 email sequence. A membership site where people have to sign up and log in is an information product. An audio CD or DVD is an information product. A book is an information product. An ebook is an information product. An app from the App Store at iTunes is an information product. Software is an information product. Have you ever purchased a book from Amazon or Chapters? You've purchased an information product. These type of things, as well as ethical bribes, help you market, educate, and promote your product or service. What effect does an information product have on your business? Well, now that you know what information products are, they educate your prospect. They entertain your prospect. They teach the prospect about your product or service. They facilitate product or service sales. And it allows the information product to lead back to your website to further the sales process. If you are teaching people how to create audio or how to create video, wouldn't it make sense that you teach them all these different things and then sell them microphones, video cameras, video equipment, and so on? Education and information products help educate and teach, but then after you have the information, you need the product to fulfill the education or teaching. All right, another way to make your website more profitable is use scheduling and organizational tools. One very common free one is the Google Calendar. Google Calendar is fantastic because other people can subscribe to your calendar. You can do it from your cell phone. It's so easy to use. You can also use your own proprietary system embedded in your website. Our company uses many different scheduling systems that allow people and customers to book appointments and so on. This is an example of one of our clients. It's a performing arts academy. All of their practices, rehearsals are on the website. When clients, customers, students self-serve, what does it do for your company? It saves you money because you don't have to do it. The system does it for you. So automation is a great way to allow your customers to self-serve. One of the big topics on the internet nowadays, and with the prevalence of smartphones, is mobilizing your website. You have to let viewers view your website on their terms. Traditional website, for example, here's our current homepage, buttons, images everywhere, traditionally viewed on a computer. But people aren't viewing things on computer as much anymore. They're viewing them on smartphones. Here's our website on a smartphone. Why would you want to do this? Well, isn't it obvious? It's easy to read. It summarizes the main topics quickly. The calls to action are very clear. Call us now. Email us now. Why choose us? You can still view the full site if you look at the bottom. But, of course, it is so summarized and so quick. That's how mobile viewers view stuff. They're on the go, quick. They want quick information. Click to call. You can have driving directions. You can have menus for restaurants. You can have schedules, products right in a mobile view. But of course, you also give the viewer the choice to view the full site, where they may want to follow up later on a computer and look at your products or services more in-depthly. Interesting note, 50% of all sites are first viewed on a smartphone in the world. If you do not have some type of mobile strategy, and listen carefully to this, you are missing out on half of all potential clients and sales. Why? Because as we said before, half of all websites are first viewed on a mobile phone. If you miss out on that opportunity, they may not come back. As mentioned throughout the presentation, make sure you view all the resources section below. Of course, you're viewing the video right now, but you can download the full seminar transcript and the viewer notes. There's a website planning document where you can begin planning your website professionally. Make sure you go to the Copy Points website that's available for you below. There's also a link to a mobile website presentation and mobile planning strategy that our company presented. Of course, there's resource links for automated follow-up systems. Thank you so much for viewing our presentation. The fact that you've taken the time to educate yourself and learn more about making your website more profitable shows that you want to move your business forward. If you have any questions, please call us at our office, 651-3001, or email us at info@micromaxdesign.com. Again, thanks for viewing, and have a great day.